And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed. To you it shall be for food. Genesis 1:29. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. Psalm 78:25. Everyday Manna with Lisa.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Everyday Manna. Today we are going to be making some breakfast foods. Now if you're like me, breakfast is one of those things I can eat morning, noon, or night. Sometimes I like breakfast foods for dinner. So I wanted to show you 3 different recipes today that you can make from scratch any morning of the week or any evening of the week. So we're going to get started on an egg dish, and these are scrambled eggs O'Brien. Now when something is named O'Brien, that means it has got potatoes, onions, and peppers in it. And so that's what we're going to start with today. Now I have a large skillet here, a nonstick skillet that I have preheated over medium-high heat, and I'm going to add just some vegetable oil. You could use canola oil if you wanted to. And I have about half of a bag of frozen hash brown potatoes. Now you could totally use scratch if you wanted to, but this is a convenience food that I keep in my freezer at all times. And it's just the cubed hash brown potatoes with chopped up peppers and onions in it. And it just makes it easy to, have it quick. So we're just gonna add the potatoes, the onions, and the peppers to our skillet. And we're going to cook these. It just takes a couple of minutes. Doesn't take it long. Just kind of get them out in one layer and let them brown up and soften just a little bit. Now you don't want them crispy golden brown. We're just trying to get them cooked through. And these are semi-thawed. They're not completely thawed, but they're almost thawed through. Now in this bowl, I've got 6 eggs, and if you'll take your whisk or your fork, whatever you're using, kind of poke those yolks, they do whisk up a little bit easier. And I added just a splash of milk, and I'm gonna add some salt and some pepper. I'm gonna bring this over here to where I can whisk it a little easier while that's cooking. My family loves breakfast food. My boys are huge breakfast eaters. They eat massive amounts of food, period, but they do eat big, big breakfasts. So I do try to look for things that are quick and easy and doable on a week morning when they've got to get to school and I've got to get to work. So this is one of those things that I do cook. And I love this. Oops. One of my little peppers went out, but I do love to eat things like this for dinner. And if you wanted to make this a little spicier, you could add just some chopped green chilies, would be good at this point. And I'm going to add some cheese to them. These just need a minute more. Just get them going. Get your eggs going. When this is cooking, what we're going to make, the rest of the dishes that we're going to make some homemade waffles that are so easy, and you can just pre-mix up the dry mixture, keep it in your pantry, label it pancake or waffle mix, and then add your eggs and your milk and things like that when you're ready to cook. And it really isn't that much longer than popping those frozen ones in the toaster. As a matter of fact, a lot of things that you can do are make full batches of this stuff, lay them out single layer on a tray. Excuse me, I'm battling voice problems today. Put them in your freezer, let them freeze, and then put them in little Ziploc baggies and you've got your own homemade frozen waffles. Or you could do that with pancakes, either one. Waffle mix can be made into waffles or pancakes. I don't know if you knew that or not, but you can. I am a messy little cook today. You just kind of want to stir these until they're softened through. You could use the shredded hash browns if you wanted to, and then add your chopped up green pepper and onion. So while that's going, let's let that go for just a minute more. Let's get stirring up our waffle mix. Now, in this bowl, I've got just a couple of cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add some baking powder to that, and some salt, and some brown sugar. You could use granulated sugar if you wanted to. I just prefer the brown sugar. I like that to add just a little bit of flavor and color. Boy, I am making a mess today. Are you as messy a cook as I am? It happens. I'm just getting this stirred together, breaking up that brown sugar into little finer pieces. Brown sugar tends to clump. You'll have to forgive me, my voice is not good today. And then I have a couple of eggs, some vegetable oil, and some milk that I'm going to stir together. Multitasking. My favorite breakfast in the world is like hash browned cooked eggs, bacon, and pancakes or waffles. There's something about that sweet flavor of the syrup with the saltiness of the bacon, with the creaminess of the eggs, that is just my favorite thing. And when I can't think of anything I want to eat, that's what I make. Okay, these are good. They're just getting softened through. I'm going to take a quick break and just let these cook through. And when I come back, we'll get the eggs in there and we'll get the waffle started. You need to be preheating your waffle iron if you have one. If not, you can take this same mixture and we can make pancakes out of it. But we're going to do waffles. I'll be back in just a minute. Now, our hash browns are done, so I'm going to take those out of the skillet and put them back in the same bowl. We'll add them back in the eggs in just a minute. Then I'm going to add a little bit more of the vegetable oil. You could use butter if you wanted to. And then I'm going to add our egg mixture. If your skillet is hot, by the way, anytime you're making scrambled eggs, if your skillet is hot, it kind of puffs those eggs up a little bit fluffier than it does if you put them in a colder skillet. Now, you could make this into an omelet if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do scrambled eggs because it's easier. And everybody can do this. Now, you just want to add your eggs and scramble them till they're almost done. Not quite done, but almost. And this is 6 eggs. This would serve, well, if you're my boys, it'll serve 2. But it would serve most people, it would serve 4. You can adjust your egg amount to however many you're serving. If you're just doing, cooking this for yourself, and I do quite often just make this for myself, I would just reduce this by half and use like 2 eggs. Just let that go for just a minute. And then we're going to add when they're about, you see how they're almost cooked through, but not quite. Add your potato mixture back in. Stir that in. I love this dish. Really, you can go ahead and kill the heat on that too, because the residual heat will completely finish cooking those eggs. And then, whatever kind of cheese you like. I'm using some Colby and cheddar shredded mix, but you could use just pepper jack or whatever kind of cheese you like. Add some cheese to it. Try not to get it on the stove like I'm doing. And that's it. And there are some scrambled eggs O'Brien. So easy and so very, very good. And that's all you need to do to cook the eggs. Now, let's come over here. Now, my waffle iron is hot. Very hot, actually. Let's turn that down just a hair. You will need to read the instructions on your waffle iron. Let me get this combined. I've got some pretty berries to go on top. I want to add my dry mixture to my wet mixture. Now, if you want to make this ahead, store it in a Ziploc bag or a closed container, an airtight container. And I'm going to just add a little bit, stir it in, add a little more, kind of stir it in. It's just a little easier if you do it in batches. Don't over mix your batter. Here's where a lot of people run into problems with their pancake batters or their waffle batter, is they try to mix it until there's no lumps. You do not want to do that. What you want to do is stir it until there's no dried flour. If you stir this until there are no lumps, what's going to happen is your pancakes or your waffles are going to be tough. So you only really want to get it, and I'm about there, to where there's no dry flour mix. Okay, can you see how this is still got some lumps in it? That's okay. See how it's still got some lumps? That's perfectly fine. Don't over mix it. Now, I spray my waffle iron when it gets hot. I know you're not supposed to do that, but that's what I do. It's easier. The instructions will say do it before you preheat it, but I don't do that. Depending on the size of your waffle iron, take your scoop, and in this case I'm using half a cup, put that down. Most waffle irons will have a little light right here that will kind of tell you when it's hot and when your waffle is done. It takes, generally speaking, 3 to 5 minutes depending on your waffle iron. You need to read your particular manufacturer's instructions, and you'll see steam coming out, and that's perfectly fine. That's what you want. I love waffles, and I just find them very, very convenient. And truly what I do is I'll make up this like a whole batch, and then I put them out on a sheet pan and I freeze them. After we get through eating what's left, I freeze them. And then once they're frozen, now I freeze them individually to keep them from sticking together. Once they're frozen, take them out of the freezer and put them in like 2 waffles per package, and then just put them in a Ziploc bag, put them back in the freezer, and then when you want waffles of a morning, take them out of the freezer, pop them in the toaster like you would the purchased frozen waffles, and there you go. You've got homemade frozen waffles. And this is a great thing to do like maybe on a weekday when you're not working, or a weekend, or whenever you like to be in the kitchen for a little bit of time. Make up a couple of batches of these and then put them in the freezer. And then on your busy mornings, you've still got something that you've made that's quick and easy to pop in the toaster. And it's done. Now you'll need a little fork to see. Let's take a peek. Ah, look there, they're not done, but they're getting there. Takes a couple minutes, about 60 more seconds, and it'll be done. So I tell you what, let's just let this cook for just a minute more. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, our waffles will be done. I'll show you how to know when it's done, and we'll get started on our stuffed French toast. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, now our waffles are done. I wanted to show you. See how they're golden brown? And they come out real easy. That's exactly what you want. So there you go. Now, you can serve these any which way you want. I'm going to sprinkle them with a little bit of powdered sugar and a little bit of just pancake syrup. I'm so hungry, I could just eat these right now. Or maple syrup if you have it. And then I have some fresh berries. You could use any kind of a berry that you want. I just love blackberries, and they looked beautiful at the store yesterday. So I was like, that's what I'm having. And then I'm going to sprinkle that with just a little bit more powdered sugar. And there you go, homemade waffles that could not be easier. Now, let's make a French toast dish. Now, in this plate, you want a shallow dish. I've got 3 eggs, and I've got some milk. I've got some vanilla, and I've got a little tiny bit of sugar. I'm just going to use this fork, and I'm going to whisk that together. This is going to be the mixture that we're going to coat our French toast with. I have a large griddle here, but if you don't have one of these, you could use a skillet. Non-stick skillet would be fine. Just kind of get all that mixture together. And this is one of those recipes. If you wanted to use one of those flavored coffee creamers, you could instead of the milk, if you wanted to do that, or do like half coffee creamer and half milk if you wanted to flavor up your French toast, because they make those now with so many different flavors. It's not just plain coffee creamer anymore. You can get coconut, you can get anything you want in coffee creamer. I'm amazed. You will want my choice. I like the loaf of Italian bread. You could use the French bread if you wanted to, or the sliced, thicker sliced toast if you wanted to. This is getting hot, so let's get it turned down just a little bit. I like to kind of, I think it looks prettier to cut it on an angle. And you want your slices to be kind of thick, because what we're going to do is stuff it. Now, you can, if you want to, you can do 2 slices and put them together, or if you're cutting it like this, what I suggest is taking a thicker slice and cutting a pocket. Just take your serrated knife. You will need a serrated knife for your bread. And you see how I've got like a pocket in there? That's what I'm going to put my stuffing in. That's why I kind of made them a little thicker. But if you're using already sliced bread, then you'll need 2 slices. Now, I'm just going to show you here. Now, I've chosen raspberry preserves because that's my favorite, and some whipped cream cheese that I've brought to room temperature. You could use Nutella. You could use any flavor of jellies or jams or preserves that you like. This you can customize to your liking. I find it easier if I just mix these 2 together and then take a spoonful of it, open up that pocket, and put that down in there. Oh, it's so good. My boys adore French toast. They love it. I make a chocolate and strawberry stuffed French toast too that is really, really good. Can really customize French toast to what you like. Now, you want to make sure your griddle's hot. Mine is. You could put butter, or you can use the nonstick spray, which is what I'm going to use. I like the nonstick baking spray, the one with flour in it. You want to take your toast, your bread rather, and you want to soak it in that egg mixture. And then drain off any of the excess and put that on your griddle. These little griddles, by the way, are very handy. If you don't have one, they're not at all expensive, and they really are good for so many different things. And for something like this or pancakes, they just can't be beat because they're easy to flip. You can make as many pieces as you're going to need. Let it go for just a minute. Let's just do another one while we're doing. Again, make it thicker. Let me show you one how you would do it with 2 pieces. Let me just show you one. So you don't want to cut it as thick. This is assuming you have pre-sliced bread. And you would want to have it just like that. And then take your mixture and spread it on your bread, much or as little as you want. Match up your slices, press them together, and then put it down in your mixture just like this. And then flip it over and let that bread soak up some of the egg mixture. We're going to flip ours over. Looky there, looky there. Let's let that one go a minute more. And then put it on your griddle just like that. So if you don't have the whole loaf and you just have sliced, then there you go. You can do it just like that, and it's perfectly fine. Just let it go for a minute till they're golden on both sides. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. French toast. This is an elegant dish to have for breakfast or for dinner, but it makes a great lunch. You could do something like this and then serve a green salad on side. Would be wonderful. You could, it makes a really, really pretty, elegant dish. And you're seeing me do it. It's not hard. Stuffed French toast is not difficult at all. Let's let that side go just a minute more. It's just a matter of minutes, and it's done. And you can mix up the breads however you want it. It's a great use for stale bread too. Maybe you've got a loaf of bread that you've got some left over, and maybe it's just, you don't want to eat it fresh. This is a great use. French bread is a great use for your day-old bread, so to speak. Very, very good and very, very easy. You're just kind of letting that heat through and letting the egg cook so that the jelly and the cream cheese in the middle just kind of melts through. And again, you could put chocolate, you could put anything you want in there. Some ideas would be a great one to do, then I've done this before at home, is the Nutella mix, the chocolate hazelnut mix with chopped up strawberries or cherries is wonderful, or even raspberries. The Nutella with orange, if you've never had chocolate dipped orange slices, oh my word, is that a fabulous combination. So you could do orange segments, like the little mandarin oranges, or just segment out your oranges and then mix in some chocolate chips and put in the center of it. You could mix that with some cream cheese and put in the center of it. You also could make this savory. You could mix the cream cheese with maybe some chopped chives and stuff your French toast. They make, in the grocery stores, they make the flavored cream cheeses. You could use any of those. They make vegetable cream cheese, they make chive and sour cream cheese. They make all kinds of different flavored cream cheeses, and you could put that in there. And there you go. There's your easy, quick, stuffed French toast. You want it golden brown on both sides. And then you can serve this again with either the syrup or the powdered sugar, whichever you like. I'm going to do both. And then if you've got some berries, and I do have berries, or if you have some orange slices, that would be delicious over top of it. But there is a quick and easy stuffed French toast that you could make any morning of the week. It just takes a couple of minutes, and you've got a fresh, hot breakfast for your family, because breakfast truly is the most important meal of the day. And you could also do this for dinner any night of the week. So there you go. There's 3 easy, quick, delicious breakfast recipes for you to try anytime for you or your family. Thank you for joining with me, and I will see you next time on Everyday Manna.
Thank you for watching Everyday Manna with Lisa. This program is made possible by viewers like you. Your support is continually needed to keep Christian programming on the air. Please send your best financial gift to Living Faith Television in care of Everyday Manna, P.O. Box 1867, Abingdon, Virginia 24212.